Okay. All right. So check it out. I'm gonna wait like a minute or two. Probably not even a whole minute because I'm really just doing this live. But I'll say good morning, hi, hello, happy Thursday, happy Jupiter Day, great rising, good day, Alafia. It is Thursday. And shouts out to TikTok first in the building. Shouts out to TikTok being first in the building. Hi, everybody on the TikTok side, Facebook, YouTube. Good morning to y'all. For all of y'all who are new here, hi, I'm Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango, Ifa Priestess and Spiritual Awakening Doula for the African American diaspora. And as of late, according to my dream realm, a spiritual abolitionist. But that's a conversation for another day. Agbo Acto Alafia Baba. Thank you so much for joining. My intention is not to be on here a long time because I have some studying to do. My first group of godchildren who are at their hand of E5, we're going to start classes this weekend, and I'm just really kind of excited about that. So I've been building the presentation and like all the things. So I'm really excited about that. But for the last week and some change, I've been thinking about relationships and relationship advice and love. And there were just like a few things I wanted to do. And honestly, y'all know how I do sometimes. I just don't want to save the space on my hard drive or on my phone. Alafia, my daughter. Hello. So I wanted to do this and just kind of like data dump. For some of y'all, I'm not diagnosed neurodivergent, but if you watch me long enough, you could tell I'm neurodivergent. Apple Shishe Baba. Nice. Oh my gosh. Now look at me. That makes I feel special this morning. I feel special. So I was thinking about love and relationships and our spiritual journey. And it is one of those things that I think sometimes, thank you for the roses, Baba, that we feel like our love, our relationships, our romantic life is Alafia Darcel, that it's not. Look, yeah, I just want to say I got some heavy hitters in the room, and I want to say I feel special this morning. Like the Jupiter energy in the space is Jupitering. The Jupiter energy in the space, it's giving abundance and gurus, and I love it. But a lot of times, and this is me speaking about my own journey and things like that we sometimes don't feel like our romantic life is important, that it's not a part of our spiritual journey, it's not part of our spiritual walk. And I'm going to lead off with this quote that is apparently mine or my higher self's quote. I had a dream, and in the dream, someone asked me a question, and the question was about what realm I was in. And my answer was, oh, I'm always in the spiritual realm. I just happen to currently be in the physical part. That's why I can manipulate reality. I'm just going to like for those, I was like, oh, wait. I woke up and had to write it down because I was the one that gave the answer. And I'm just like, yo, where did that come from? So, but in thinking about that, and we think about love and relationships and things like that, this is not separate because we're never separate from our spiritual selves. We're always on a spiritual journey. And that's why if you listen to me, I will consciously say having a conscious awakening, because we have awakenings throughout our entire life, but yes. Hey, beautiful. Hi. And I think about myself personally when it comes to love. And I know that for myself, I spent a lot of time trying to build, define a relationship based upon what everyone else said. Like, this is what it should look like. This is how you know this person loves you. This is this, this is this, this is this. And so I'm looking for all of these things and trying to check all these boxes, other people's boxes. I'm trying to check all these other people's boxes. And now at the 44 years old, I'm sitting here and realizing that for myself personally, when I think about relationship advice, some of the best advice I could give is listen to yourself. Um, Things that I have done, for those of you who know, like my spiritual walk is eclectic, and it began the way it began as a child with astrology and numerology. And for my godchildren, the last few one-on-one sessions, so we meet like as a group and then they have one-on-one time with me. And anyone that takes the journey with me that says, hey, I want to come to Orisha Ifa, or even if they just want spiritual mentorship, every single solitary last one of them has to do self-love. It's required. It is an absolute requirement for me personally. And then Ifa confirmed it. They must take my course. And it starts with self-love. And the reason it starts with self-love, because if you look and you really think about what Ifa wants you to do, it's about coming to yourself. It's about being yourself and honoring yourself in the most authentic way. Because when we honor ourselves, and it was funny, I was just writing this note in the notes for class on Saturday, that how you see yourself is how you engage with the world. How you see yourself is how you engage with the world. And for me also, it's how you see yourself is how you engage with your creator. If you continue to see yourself as small and minimize yourself, your creator is going to be so far out the realm of possibility of oneness with you, because you can't possibly see yourself that big. You can't see yourself that big. And once you start to begin to see yourself beyond the scope of human expression and just see yourself as vast and amazing, and you just happen to be also rocking a human body, then you're able to see that oneness, and that potential of oneness with your creator becomes more of a reality. So they have to do self-love work. And in the course of the self-love work, some of the first things they have to do is I don't give them a full astrology lesson, because honestly, I don't charge enough, or a full numerology lesson. I give them enough to wet their whistle. Because for me, self-love, when you really look at what self means and love means, they'll tell you it's about this adoration and appreciation for how you're different from other people. It's an adoration and appreciation for how you are different from other people. So when you take that into consideration, they have to learn certain things. So recently, for some of them, as they've been doing their astrology work and things like that, I took them through an exercise on what do you need. For people who don't understand astrology, your birth chart is what it's like. This is what your soul says it wants to experience. So it's the celestial equivalent of getting your life Odu. Like the two, and the correlation between mine and my birth chart is so amazing. The oneness in things, like the creator's like, either way, I'm gonna get this to you. You're either going to go through hey Val, you're either going to go through this spiritual practice to get the information, you're going to go through astrology, numerology, everything aligns. Everything, just simply in different languages, the messaging is exactly the same. So I'm looking at, have them go through their birth chart to see what their needs are in love. Because for me, in relationships, one of the things that helps is, besides me, I'm just kidding. There's several content creators that really help me. Inbox me, because it's a lot. Inbox me. I personally help with Western, even though for myself, my students Western, and I also for myself personally do Vedic. But when it comes to my students and the one that I'm studying to get certified in first, it's Western. The looking at the elements and the energy for your yourself. Like, this is what my Ori says that we want to experience when we're in relationships with people. This is what's going to help me feel nourished. This is what's going to help me feel appreciated. This is my love language. This is what I'm attracted to. This is what I desire when it comes to love and relationships. And I feel like for people, you don't have to not date, but it is the ability to learn what it means to you to feel loved and nourished, and how that's going to resonate with you. No one can tell you that. That's something you have to learn for yourself. And when you look at even just law of attraction and manifestation and things like that, a lot of times when we're dating people, One, we're so focused on this end game when we don't even know if the end game is in alignment with our destiny. It might not be an alignment for you to be married. It might not be an alignment for you to be married to one person. But if you don't take the time to learn who you are and what is aligned to you, you will continue trying to emulate other people's relationships instead of living in accordance to what that love journey is for you. The other piece of learning, it's a love journey. The journey, it's about experiencing love in the journey and that courtship process and making friends. If every time you go meet somebody, you are so focused on, is this person going to put a ring on my finger, or am I going to put a ring on this other person's finger? You miss the fact that the reason that the two of you came together is because there's some ascension, elevation, education, healing work that you are doing, that you agreed to do, that this was your contract to say, I'm going to meet this person and they're going to help me transform in this way. They're going to help me elevate in this way. But you're so focused on the fact that this person is not going to put a ring on your finger, or you're not going to put a ring on this other person's finger, that you keep staying on the hamster wheel because you keep having to relive and redo. Yes, you got to relearn the lesson. Yes, indeed. You got to keep doing it. You keep doing the cycle over and over again. The other piece of it is we also focus so much on what we dislike. That is what we give momentum to. What you focus on, what you give momentum to, what you give attention to, that is the thing. The universe is listening. So what are you saying? The universe is listening. So what is it that you're actually saying? I'm only talking about ... So then why is I keep experiencing that? Because that's the only thing you talk about. Because it's the only thing you talk about. Those of you who've been in my lives before know, every time I see somebody say there's pee in the dating pool, I say the pee is yours. Because everybody is simply a reflection of you. So if there's pee in the dating pool, the pee is yours. So what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And what are you doing to clean the pee out of your dating pool? What are you doing to change the progression of your relationships so that you're not continuing to manifest this thing? And that was such a huge change for me, looking at my birth chart, looking at my numerology chart, understanding more of myself. The idea that you can't love someone till you love yourself. You can. You're just depleting yourself. I absolutely loved every single person I was ever with when I was not fully in love with myself. I did love them. And what I didn't realize is how much of them was me, and that's why I was able to love it. I didn't realize how much of them was me. It was me loving parts of myself that I could not see within myself. And so what I did, especially after getting divorced, was I took a step back. And what I did was, what were the things and the people that I fell in love with? What did I fall in love with? And that is what I started to give my thoughts momentum to. I love the fact that I love music. And almost every single person that I have ever dated, liked, loved, had a crush on, there was something about music. Thank you, Lenore, for the roses. There was something about music. They were either, I'm in the South, I'm in Georgia. So anybody that's down South in Georgia, I went through a shaking booty dancer phase. Anyone that's from the South understands what I mean. I'm a Gen X, and I went through a shaking booty dancer phase. Like every other dude was a dancer or a rapper, or wanted to be one. Every other dude. Why? Because I love music and I'm a hip hop head. Like that was the energy I wanted. I need music. I need the music. Yes, I need the music. Or it was someone I could sing to. It was someone I could sing to, because that's like, you talk about risen people. That's how I was risen dudes. I was risen dudes singing on the phone. I was risen the fellas sitting there and they're rubbing my feet and I'm singing to them. Straight, the Riz was strong within me. The Riz was strong within me. But that was consistent. Almost every single person, man or woman, every single person There was a connection to music. They played music. They listened to music. They could sing. Lord, I was a sucker for a singer. Oh my word. Please don't sing to me. You sang to me? Did you sing to me? Oh no, I'm in love. What do you want? You want a sandwich? Do you want some chips? What do you want? What do you want? So music was important. Some form of creativity was important. I made the joke recently. I looked at maybe it's like a year or so ago. I looked at my Facebook friend list and realized almost every other dude either baked or was a chef. They were a baker, chef, or cooking on the grill. They was cooking. All the fellas was cooking. And I sat there one day and I looked around and I said, Lord, am I manifesting a chef and I don't know it? Did I put something in the ethers? I know I like food. Did I put something out there that said, I need a chef? I need a chef. Now, if y'all want to see a correlation, I'm a Cancer rising, and Cancers have a thing about food. So that and your rising sign would be something that would indicate things that you're attracted to. So there we go. The food thing makes sense. And I'm like, okay, alrighty then. I joked around. I meant it, but in the moment I said it jokingly. So a lot of times people say you fall in love with the traits of your father. And that's, that in a way kind of makes sense. So for me, my dad is 6'5", thereabouts. I think he's smaller now, but they're about 6'5". He was the tallest man I knew, and still to this day remains the tallest man that I know. And it was a thing about height. I personally have a Napoleon complex. Don't call me short. We're going to have a problem. Don't call me short. I'm not short. I'm not. That's an optical illusion of my physical vessel. I'm not actually short. I'm really 6'12". That's how tall I really am. Don't let the physical body fool you. I'm 6'12". So I desire someone who matches my height. That's what I want. I want someone that matches my height. And what I realized one day when I stopped feeling so bad about my height, because I looked around and I said, why I ain't date nobody 6 foot tall yet? I'm like looking and like running down the look. I'm like, well, like none of y'all, like nobody. High school sweetheart was like 5'9", 5'10". My ex-husband, this is gonna make y'all laugh. So his profile on Black People Meet said he was like 6 foot tall. And because I'm not 6 foot tall, my perception of his height and the fact that he's built like a linebacker, I was like, okay. And then one day he said, he goes to the doctor. He's like, yo, why the doctor told me I was 5'10"? What? You can't be 5'10". Not realizing every time I put heels on, I'm looking him in the face. So I'm 5'5". I put heels on. I'm about 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", depending on the day. And I don't do anything less than 5-inch heels. So I'm looking and I'm like, oh. And then I got an award at work. And so my dad is there and my homeboy is there. My homeboy's 6'1", my dad's 6'5". They're all three of them in the picture. And it's like, oh, you're not 6 feet tall. Wait, this has all been a lie. My whole relationship's been a lie. But I said it I was like, yo, Lord, like, why I ain't got no 6 foot tall brother cross my path? Like, what's good? What's going on? What's going on? Where's the 6 foot tall at? Like, I got this, we got the cooking and the singing, and can I get the height, Lord? Can I get some height? Can we do that? Can we get some height? And next thing you know, meet somebody on Instagram. He's 6'1". Oh, you listening? Oh, you listening? Oh, okay. Somebody else, like 6'1". Oh, you listening? You listening. So here it goes in my birth chart. My Venus is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules legs, and people with strong Sagittarius placements tend to be tall. They tend to be tall. It's ruled by Jupiter. You think about Jupiter is expansion. It's growth and expansion. So people who have a strong Sagittarius energy in placements that rule how they physically look tend to be tall. Venus represents things that you are drawn to. I am drawn to tall people. That's what I like. I like tall people. I give off the optical illusion of being tall on a good day, but I am drawn to tall people. So again, understanding yourself leading into that, but also I started enjoying the things that I liked. I'm like, I'm so in like affirming it. Thank you, Lord, for all the people who were protective, because that meant a lot to me, that I was surrounded by Black men, whether they were friends or people I was seeing. I was surrounded by Black men that wanted to make sure I was safe, that always worked and advocated to make sure I was safe, safe mentally, safe emotionally, safe physically, made sure I was safe. I say this all the time. If I text the Hive 911, at least a couple of them coming armed, at least a couple of them coming armed. The rest are all still coming ready. I'm not worried. I know the squad is there to look after me. I gave gratitude for the fact that, you know, for the ones that could cook, because they could cook like they was getting down in the kitchen. I gave gratitude for those things, and realizing that I had to let go of what society was going to tell me how my relationship should look, because you'll be so busy trying to emulate their relationships, you will miss yours. You'll be so busy trying to emulate their relationship that you'll miss yours. The other thing I said is that, Lord, I don't want to date a man, I want to date a God. I just want to say that again because it feels good when I say it. Lord, I don't want to date a man, I want to date a God. If you're trying to help me walk as a goddess, then I want to date a God. Even if he hasn't completely realized the fact that he is one with the Most High, I need him to be on the way there. I need him to be open to the understanding of his oneness with the Creator. Because if I'm dating a God, he's never going to tell me that I need to be this. I don't need to be small. I don't need to submit to him, because God and Goddess were walking in harmony. We are the emanation of the sacred union together. And those things that he does well, I lean into him for those things he does well. Those things I do well, he leans into me. There is no just do what I say. There is no simply just do what I say. It is only how can we do this thing together? How can we partner together? Understanding that the Most High ain't male, nor is the Most High female. She, they, he, our, them is, period. How that those moments that manifest depends on what's going on. Sometimes I'm sitting at my altar and I need the Creator to hold me, because all I want to do is cry. So she may be she, because that's what I need. I need the nurturing aspect of it. I need the nurturing aspect of it. When it's protection, that goes either way. Like real talk, like the protection part can go either way. Protection part could be non-binary, because the way that the feminine protects and the way that the masculine protects, both of them are protecting me. It's just manifesting in a different way. Feminine energy is protecting me in mental, emotional, and spiritual realm. They are going to war for me before someone even physically comes close to me. The feminine energy is already protecting me before anyone can physically make a move. They're already in the astral doing the things. They're already in the astral doing the thing. Masculine energy is like if somebody messed around and slipped across the threshold, then the masculine energy is there to protect in the other ways. Either way, they're both protecting. Either way, they're both providing something. And understanding that oneness in me and learning how to ebb and flow in me, it doesn't, like, there is no style of dress that's feminine. There is no style of dress that's masculine. There is no personality quirk. It is an energy. It is an emanation of how source energy comes through. And one of the things I always love is that the person that I'm seeing says, will speak power into me. Never speaks like real talk, like it's early in the morning, but y'all gonna laugh because I'm gonna say this. There's only one form of submission I'm ever going to be into. I'm not a submissive woman. I'm just not. I'm not. Why? Because if you look up the word, like you keep using these words, and it's like you're not using this word the way you mean to, or you are. One of the two things is you're either using it the way you mean to, or you should be using a different word. And if you want me to submit, you go look up the word. It literally means to relinquish your power, is to say this person has authority and dominion over me. And if the Most High wants to co-create with me, why would I do anything less with you? If I'm going to co-create, we in partnership, in concert with spirit, then why would I let you tell me what to do? That don't make sense to me. It seems illogical to me, and I simply cannot co-sign with that. That's me personally. This is personal. It's me personally. But because I understand that for me personally, I know who and who I can't deal with. I know who I can be safe with when it comes to my heart and relationships. I know who I can be safe with when it comes to my heart and being in relationships. And when I looked at my friend circle and I started to see the shifts and the change in my friend circle, because a lot of times you have to pay attention to that. Your friend circle will help you see the energy that you're moving into. When you look at your community, not simply just your friends, but like community overall, because there's some people that are in your community that may not be your friends. Y'all just cool. You just know each other. Or even like looking at my godchildren, like we're just cool people. Your TikTok and Facebook and Instagram folks, looking at your circle, I started realizing how many divine beings. Everyone's divine, but the people who knew, like they knew, like, yo, like these gods and goddesses and, emperors and empresses showing up in my space. I said, ooh, there's something about to make a move. There's something about to make a move. And understanding communication. I am a psychic, medium, and oracle. Don't get it twisted. I am a psychic, medium, and oracle. I'm not reading you to know what you want. Tell me, because I'm also going to tell you. And that is something I didn't used to do. That's where, like, when I talk about things I learned from my previous relationships, that personal accountability comes into play. I'm personally accountable for the fact that I shrunk and I let myself be small. And I didn't simply open my mouth and say, in order for me to feel loved, nourished, cared for, to feel your presence, this is what I need. I need this. This is important to me. And those were things that I didn't do. Those are the things I did not do. So now, even though sometimes it is a struggle and it is challenging and it is active, actionable shadow work that I have to do, I have to say, yo, can you do this? Or will you do this? Or can we do that? Do you know how hard it was? For those of you who've been following me for a while and been on my lives for a while, I've been laid off from my job for a year. And so being cognizant that I'm always manifesting money, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. And at the same time, when it comes to me, I manage it well. I want my nails done. I want my nails and my toes done. And it's like, ask him, who? Ask who? What? You want me to ask him to get my nails done? Oh, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. Why would I do what? Do you know how much fear and trepidation was in my body because of the wounds of the past that told me I was asking too much, I wanted too much, I needed too much? And then understanding through both divination, your partner, your husband, the one, they're going to bring you abundance in all forms. Understanding, if you look in my chart, that the person that is meant to be my husband also sits in the place of money. That is not something that's separate from me. And so I asked, fear is only a problem when you don't move through it. And I was afraid. I was literally afraid. Afraid of what? I don't know. Just a memory of someone saying something I wouldn't like. Of being humiliated. I didn't want to be a burden. I just had all of these things. And even in spite of all of those things, I moved through that. And I asked the question, yo, things look tight with me with money. I really would like my nails done. Do you think you could give me some money to get my nails done? I was nauseous. Like immediately, like the nausea was so immediate. And he was like, send me the request in Cash App. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't say that to him, but I was looking at my phone. Like, what? And then immediately go to the altar. Like, this is me. This is my process. Like, when that thing happens, it's not a delay. I may not have like a physical elbow. My elbow is verbal. I go to the altar. I walk in the room. Yo, y'all showing out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me find out about this class, Baba. Let me go slide and look through your comments, see what this class is. Because I'm like, I will just run up in there and like, thank you. Thank you so much. And like trusting in the listening and trusting in the listening. Even just the other day, it's like a whisper. You should tell them to come by. Just take 15 minutes to come by your house. You know they're busy. Take 15 minutes, come by. And it's like loud, just say it. And I'm like, fine. So I send the message and then my phone rings. Okay, hey, what's up? Hey, I got a package for you. What? I know package means food. I know package means a plate. I know package means food. And I'm like, are you saying you're bringing it to me? Yep. I should be there in a little bit. That was within less than 5 minutes of my text. See, sometimes, we have to listen and understand the voice of our Ori, the voice of our higher self. We had to understand what that intuition looks like, feels like, because the magic will happen when we move in accordance with it. Because that was instant. I want to see you. Can you give me 15 minutes of your time while you're working? That's all I'm asking. Boom, I got food for you. I'm finna bring it to your house. All right. And I'm still in a humble enough space that even in the knowing and understanding of my bigness and my power, I still have those like, yo, that was really cool. And I'm so appreciative. And that was magic. Like the kid in me is like, yo, that was really magical. That was really magical. Learning how that looks for me and what love looks like for me, and not taking, like, there's so much dating advice that's out there I'm not taking. The ideas about how much time is the right amount of time, and he'll do this if he loves you. What if that's not his love language? Like, understanding, like, you have to be aware of yourself and also be willing to have those conversations to learn the other person. Like, some things you need to ask. Sometimes you actually need to ask the question, what will make you feel safe? What will make you feel nourished? How can I show up for you today? How can I show up for you today? So that way you kind of know how that y'all are moving in accordance with each other, because it doesn't always have to be in a space where it's got to be hard. And I think a lot of us who grew up in Abrahamic religions are and especially those of us that are Black in the diaspora, we are expecting that it has to be hard. And for me personally, in my spiritual core, it's like, I'm telling you, you can have ease. You can have ease. You have to want it and believe it and know that it's yours. Notice I didn't say worthy, because I got a word from Goddess Opal that says eliminate worthy, because worthy means the antithesis of not worthy. That means, so if there's no such thing as being worthy, that means it just I am. It really is just I am. Look, that what makes me feel loved, oh my goodness, like romancing myself has been the thing to help me. And my godchildren will say, like, I structured the self-love course in verbiage like you're dating yourself. So the first part is the 20 questions part. The astrology and numerology section of it is the 20 questions part. Let me learn, because that's what you do when you're dating someone. One of the first things we do when we're interested, when we like someone, is we do the get to know you. And when it comes to self-love, is like, they come get like absolutely, I would be absolutely honored to help you do that, because it's like mad simple. Like, I can do it like no time. But learning that, like getting to know yourself, I was writing myself love notes. Like look, and I'm quick to tell somebody, send yourself pics. Send them to yourself. Do the things for you that you would want done by your partner. There's roses on my altar in my room because I want someone to send me flowers. And what was really dope is that one day I had flowers and they were so pretty. And I took a picture to share with him because that's what you do. When you like somebody, you care about them, you send them innocuous pictures of things that you like and love, like a little kid. And so I sent the pictures and I said, I was a good girl, so I got flowers. And so his response was, you like flowers? And I realized this was not something I had communicated. I had not told him I like flowers. So I was like, yes, I like flowers and I regularly buy myself flowers because that's how I show myself I love you. Less than 24 hours on my porch, a vase of pink roses. First off, I cried like a 3-year-old, like not even like cute cry. This was ugly 3-year-old. I just got in trouble crying because for me, other than my ex-girlfriend, I had never had someone buy me flowers. Everyone I had ever dated and I communicated that I liked flowers always said the same thing, but they die. I am fully aware of that. Like, please stop speaking to me like I'm stupid. I have 146 IQ. I know that the flowers in the vase are going to wilt at some point. That's not the point. The moment when you give them to me and they're pretty and they're beautiful and you did it because it would make me smile is the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing that matters. And ironically, it's part of my Odu that I have to keep fresh flowers in the house. So him saying, if I had known this, Atbo Ato, that you liked flowers, I would have been buying you flowers. Let me tell you, like, how I don't even understand. There are days where I'm just like, is this real? Like, I'm still in my physical body. This is clearly real. I had to communicate. I had not communicated I liked flowers. I communicated I like flowers. Boom, I got flowers. He told me his love language is food. So when he brings me food, this is one of the highest expressions for him of love because he loves to cook. He pours a lot into his cooking. He's known for how well he cooks. And for him to personally take time, this ain't even his meal. Like, real talk, he cooked me food the other day and I thought about it. He is currently doing raw fruits and vegetables as his meal. But he still, in the midst of doing that, roasted me some turkey, made me some cabbage and some potato salad. It's not even part of your dinner. This is just you wanting to cook for me, period. And it's always like this big grown man plate. I'm like, dude, who am I feeding? You want my kids to eat too? Because that's a lot. This is a big plate. This thing got a little weight on it. It's got a little weight. I'm like, this is just this manifestation of how much you love me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. My kids were sick. This is earlier this year. My kids weren't feeling well. They were sick. And I needed some stuff from the store for an Ebo. I needed some stuff. And here we go. Ask him to get it for you. What? You want me to do what now? Ask him to get it for me? Ask him. Okay. Pick up the phone, send a text. Hey, if you have some time, I need some things from the store. My kids aren't feeling well and I don't want to take them out. I just kind of want to let them stay here. Do you mind getting it for me? What do you need? I need some palm oil and some cola nuts. And he's like, where can I get it from? I tell him where he can get it from. He's like, okay, I got some running to do. I don't know when I'll get to it. I was like, if you get to it at all, I will be very grateful. Okay. So he goes and he acquires in less than 20 minutes. Hey, I'm at the store. Tell me again what you need. Palm oil, red palm oil, and cola nuts. He said, how many things are these cola nuts? And I'm like, I don't know, get like 5 bags. He's like, okay. Brings me the items. The next day, because I'm personally, for those who like watching, like, I'm trained in every form of divination as it relates to Orisha. So this was shortly after my godmother had given me the training for Miranda Lagoon. And the Odu I got, there's an essay in the Odu, and it talks about this man who's poor and he needs to give Ebo. He doesn't have the money. And one of his friends goes and acquires the Ebo for him. And I'm like, yo, that's like the next day. And I'm just like, y'all be showing out. Like that's how me and Spirit talk to each other. Y'all be showing out. Y'all be showing out. Y'all be showing out. Like it's like, hey, do you think you could do this? And Spirit be like, hold my beer, say less. And then I'm gonna give you the additional confirmation, like, I told you, like, told you. And I'm like, yo, that was so. It was just so eerily timed. Like the way that was so like direct. Like I'm reading it and I'm just like. And I'm like looking at the palm oil and I'm like, okay, it's so in alignment. And for my folks who work on a spiritual journey, I need you to understand love, like, love is part of it. Like, real talk, love is absolutely part of your journey. Love is part of it. Love is probably one of the most spiritual things ever. It really is. Like, if you separate all the like things, like the energy of love, that's the energy of source. Love is part of your spiritual journey. And you are meant to experience love in a multitude of ways, in an absolute multitude of ways. And understanding that if the person didn't work out, here's the thing about I made a bad choice or wrong choice or things like that. This is my own personal, the way I see life. So your destiny has billions of scenarios in it. Billions. Like I always say, like, are you really thinking you can pull one over on God? Like you think God is surprised? Like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, do you really think you could pull one over? So when we think about like the choosing of our destiny, and I'm just going to do it in a very generic sense. So you're sitting there in the garden of the Most High, and whether you were voluntold, because I'm learning more and more, some people were voluntold and some people volunteered. So you're sitting in the garden of the Most High, and the Most High is like, yo, you're going to earth. And you're like, yeah, so let's go ahead and get this destiny ironed out. Every choice, every possible scenario, choice, all of them, every choice shows up. When we are moving in accordance with our favorite self, because I don't refer to it as my higher self, that choose your own adventure book that you have. This is your destiny. Your destiny is a choose your own adventure book. So you've got this book. This is your destiny. See how thick this book is? Imagine thicker. So this is your book. And you're on this particular page. And it says, okay, if you do this, go to page here. You do that, go to page here. So you decide to go to whatever page. Your intuition, your Ori, your higher self, whatever that language, your star, whatever resonates with you, says you should go to page 75. But your ego is like, I don't know what page 75 says, but I got a good idea of what page 92 says. So we should go to page 92. But your intuition is telling you that 75 is the path of least resistance. It's the path of ease. You should go to that page. When you're looking at your relationships in your life, understanding it's simply just another page in your book. The page was already there. That eventuality already there. That was already there. So that notion that you picked the page was in the book. It's not like you picked a page in somebody else's book. You still picked a page in your book. You just didn't pick the page that had the best possible outcome. Just like when you're reading a choose your own adventure book. It's like, dang, I should have gone a different way. Okay, well, this is where the learning comes in. And this is where, instead of sitting there saying, this person sucked, what did I learn about what I love? What did I learn about what I don't like? And how did I learn about how I show up? in relationships based upon the way that I moved in this one. Because if you come to me for a love reading, I'm going to do a love reading about you. If you're like, hey, I need a love reading, cool, we're going to talk about you. How do you show up in a relationship? Where are you strong in your relationships? How do you communicate your relationships? Where do you give your power away in your relationships? This is what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the other person. We're going to talk about you. Because if you're moving in accordance with you, you will already know how to move with them. If you're moving in accordance with you, you'll already know how to move with them. So I stopped telling myself I made a bad choice. I stopped doing that. It was a choice. Losing my ex-husband is a perfect example. I don't think my conscious spiritual awakening would have manifested the way it did had our relationship not been what it was. Understanding even further now the past life connection he and I had, but just looking at it, it needed to happen that way. He and I first and foremost needed to come together to have the sons that I had. They would not be who they are if they were not of him and I. They would not be who they are if they were not of him and I. If they were of me and somebody else, they'd be different people. They are the people they are because they're of me and their father. So understanding there was purpose behind the connection. There was transformation I needed to go to. I needed to go through some of those things in order to come out on the other side. Now that I'm on the other side, I see where I was not standing in my light. I was not listening to act like especially towards the end. And this is pre-initiation and everything. I already was understanding Ori and things like that, and understanding the voice of my Ori versus my ego. And my fear of a failure as a wife would not let me listen. And Spirit was like, either way, this is going to go down. For those of you who do tarot, a tarot moment doesn't have to happen. A tarot moment doesn't have to happen if you are simply moving. And this is where sometimes you also have to, when you're on a spiritual walk, that personal accountability is loud. That personal accountability is loud because a lot of times we're not listening to our heart. We're not listening to our Ori. We're not listening to our intuition. We're not listening to our spiritual core. The signs are there, like obvious signs are there. Val, if I think you were on the live where I did the intuition exercise and taught y'all how to feel your intuitive yes. When you get the impression, ask, is this my intuition? And if you get your yes, that's how you know. And if you weren't on the live, I have the training free on my YouTube channel. You can go and do it. It's like the video is maybe 20, 30 minutes, but the time it takes me to teach you how to do it is 10. Like I could teach it in 10 minutes. And that's how you know. When I get the thought, that's what I do, is I'll take a moment, take a deep breath, and I ask, was this my intuition that gave me this suggestion? For me now, it's so fluid. I don't get the yes simultaneously with the download. Like I'll get the yes with the download. It'll happen simultaneously. And for me, that a lot of times that's how I know now. Or listening to, I just know. It's really I really do just know. So I, have to move that way. Sometimes we are the ones that create our tower moments. And when I hear people speak about, well, this person, this energy, this spirit did this to you. No, they didn't. They didn't do it to you. Like saying like, well, because this, you didn't do this, so they made this happen. No, you had to choose your own adventure. You had that, like, this is your ship. You are the captain of your ship. And as the captain of your ship, you have choices to make. And there are certain things you can do to move, change the course, push the tide of where your ship is going. And so certain things like giving offers and things like that help you swing the tide, like they can help you move the current, shift the current of the energy. When you don't, this is your choice. No one's making it happen. You were already headed this way. You were already headed that way. We're just saying, if you do this, it's going to shift you just a little bit. So the rock slide is still going to happen, but you're going to go around the rock slide. You're still going to see the sliding rocks, but you're going to end up going around it as opposed to getting hit by the rocks. You are making the choice. You saying so-and-so, this energy, this Orisha, this ancestor did this to you. They didn't do anything to you. When you start using verbiage like this energy, this spirit did it to you, you are, especially if you're someone who was not raised in traditional or indigenous practices and you were raised in an Abrahamic tradition, you are slipping backwards into there's got to be a bad guy. You're slipping backwards into there's got to be a bad guy that made the bad thing happen, as opposed to if I had simply just, yes, that avoiding personal responsibility. I know that had I actively fought it. Like looking backwards with my ex, it was an active fought. Like I can't possibly walk away now because, especially after having the kids, it was like, I can't walk away now. I can't take care of these. I need help. There's got to be someone else here because I couldn't possibly do it alone. Now here's the I hear Darcel's voice in my head. Like here's the gag. In the course of our relationship, I was the breadwinner. I was the one that made the most money. I was making over $60,000 a year. Why couldn't I leave? Illogical. It wasn't logical. There was nothing logical about my decision to say it was only fear that kept me there. I mean, there was love there, but I mean, like, I can love you from afar. The fear of being alone, the fear of having to do it by myself. Honestly, it wasn't even the fear of doing it by myself. It was the fear of failing if I had to do it by myself that kept me there. And that's where, when it comes to relationships, really paying attention to why we stay. Like really paying attention to why we stay. Like, why is it that we stay? And I finally one day said, I don't need tower moments. I don't need tower moments anymore. If it's going to end, let it end with ease and grace. Let us end in a cordial manner, because I don't have to have tower moments in order to learn. I don't have to have destruction. I don't have to have, it could just be, you know what? It's probably not going to work out. Yeah, we're probably better as friends. Cool, bet. So we're going to stop doing this, and we'll be cool. I might need a little bit to like settle into the fact that we're not doing the romance thing, but we'll probably play PlayStation or something again another day. Okay, cool, bet. And it's just like, it can be that. It can absolutely be that. And I can move on and say, okay, cool. My love journey continues. I have learned more things that I love, more things that I don't want, and can move in accordance and have these conversations with spirit and say. And what I love about spirit is that you get the reminders even when you're not asking. The last couple of divinations that I actually received from someone was cool. I didn't ask about love. Oh, did not ask love. Didn't ask about love. Did not ask about romance. Didn't ask about any of those things. And here comes, even doing my own divination, I'm rooting for this cat. This is what I'm getting. What I'm getting from the situation is y'all are team him. That's what you are. Y'all are standing over there on that sideline, like, yay, go team. Like, that's what I'm getting from y'all. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I just encourage folks to learn who you are and what you love. Give momentum to the things that you love. Give momentum to the things that you like, that you enjoy, that make you feel good, that make you feel nourished. Give momentum to those things. Yes, acknowledge the thing you dislike, but you ain't got to keep harping on it. Like you ain't got to keep saying each and every day, like the chicks that be like, men ain't, like, there's a lot of dudes out there that are, yes, hot garbage, dumpster fires. But there are so many. And that idea is like, well, I can't have everything I want. Why? Like, let's just think about this logically. I can't have everything. God could not possibly give me everything I want, because, God only created the entire planet, the other planets, the stars, meteors, asteroids, galaxies, black holes, the platypus. But what you're asking for could not possibly exist in creation. My spiritual practice is practical in my spiritual practice. It that's look, the platypus, if y'all don't think the creator of all does not have a sense of humor, clearly you don't know the platypus exists. It's a duck puppy. It is a duck puppy. That's what it is. It's a duck puppy. It's a duck puppy. The creator said, yo, that would be cool. I don't know enough about the duck puppy to know what it does in nature, but at the bare minimum, it's one of those things that says God has a sense of humor. Like for me, like if it serves no other purpose, it says the creator of all existence has a sense of humor and allows you to be able to sit with source in a way that doesn't feel scary, that doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, God's judging me. Like real talk, like energy is not created nor destroyed. So at the end of the day, we are all one with source energy. We are all the walking embodiment of source energy. We're the literal walking embodiment of the creator, just in different forms, having different experiences. And if the creator just wanted to have the same experience, the creator just would have just stayed the creator and not us. like, hey, I want to have all of these. Hi, welcome. Like, I want to have all these experiences and all these unique experiences. And I wonder how many different ways that people can connect to me. Like, how can people connect to me in all these different ways? And we have all of these different traditions and practices and names. And it's like, well, that's not God's name. How you know? How you know they're not all God's name? Like, how you know? And it was that for me, that relationship with, I feel like the more I become close to the creator, the more my spouse partner begins to manifest because they too are source energy. So the more I come into communion with source and honoring that which I desire and that which I embody as the creator, it comes through. Somebody got a download for me the other day, and it was like the more you allow yourself to be powered, the more attractive you become. And I was like the more you let your power show and shine, the sexier you become. And I'm like, okay, alrighty then, say less. Let's. The cap's coming off. The cap ain't fully off. It's coming off. I'm moving it. It's kind of like here. I'm moving it to the side. But understanding that you being yourself is the most attractive thing about you. Because the person who is meant for you, the blessings meant for you in any stretch of the imagination, they're meant for you. They're not meant for somebody else. So they can't come to you if they can't recognize you. Your blessings that are meant for you are looking for you. They're not looking for you pretending to be somebody else. That person, those people, because you may love multiple people in your journey. The people you are meant to love, all of these soulmates that have agreed to come and love on you and teach you and be a part of your life in this incarnation, they can't find you if you not you. Because you don't, what does Riley say on the Boondocks? You looking real unfamiliar, Grandpa? That you looking real unfamiliar to your blessings. You're looking real unfamiliar to your blessings. They looking for you, but you looking like that chick down the street. They looking for you, but you looking like that masculine man over there, and they're looking for a God, and so they can't find you. They can't find you. Also recognizing that your embodiment of feminine and masculine energy is a whole. You are both. What comes out in displaying of your personality, your person is simply the balance of that. It has nothing to do with how either one of you dress, what kind of job you have, or anything else. Both of you are emanations of the Most High, meaning both of you have masculine and feminine energy. How you ebb and flow with each other is personal and unique to you. Y'all keep looking for like, well, he got to be able to fix the car, but you know how to fix cars. So why? Like, you know how to fix cars. So maybe your partner is not the one fixing the cars. Maybe you suck as being a cook and he the one that know how to cook. So y'all balancing each other. Y'all being each other's counterpart. You're being each other's counterpart. And I heard someone say, was talking about, men needing to be providers and have all this money. Black men, I gotta say it again to Black men, please do not limit yourself to colonized archetypes of protector and provider, because you are so much more than a checkbook. You are more than the numbers of your bank account. You are more than your credit score. That which is aligned to you will be. That which is aligned to you will be, as long as you are being in alignment to yourself. That which is aligned to you will be, as long as you are in alignment with yourself. You got to be in alignment with yourself, because everyone that you come to when you're out of alignment is just simply showing you how you're out of alignment. It's not that they're not supposed to be there. They're supposed to be there to show you how you're out of alignment, to show you. If you're somebody and you're like, I want to do this, but I don't have this money, then stop saying that. How are you going to get it? Yes, look, no roles simply exist. No roles simply exist. In the moments when hats need to be put on, understand the right hat will come. You'll know at the time, but the idea of these roles that you have to have. And I said, what if, in the Creator's infinite wisdom, knowing how things were going to be with the economy and money and things like that. This is the reason, because a lot of times people want to talk about Black women and making money and working and jobs and things like that. What if the Most High said, y'all have to do it together? And the only way that you knuckleheads are going to realize you're supposed to do it together is if you need two incomes. Yes, we're the one that fits. Like, what if you need two incomes? Well, but you're supposed to be you. That's it. And the right person for you will be there. And y'all may be doing it together. And that means you're doing everything together. Everything together. Well, both of y'all are cleaning, both of you are cooking, both of you work, both of you take care of the kids. Nobody's exhausted. This is the community thing that was taken from us through colonization and slavery. We got separated into these little isolations. When we look back, and someone gave a good example about friendship, and they said, in a village, you may have all of these women all meeting in one place, and they're doing this is a visual. Like, you see all the women, and they all go together and they do laundry together. And so this is how you meet. They're all washing laundry. They're doing this together. They're not alone. They're not alone. They're absolutely not alone. You have men all going out, and they're going, let's say, hunting or something together. They're going together. They're not alone. And so the idea that the things within the household must be done alone is ridiculous. We're supposed to be in community with each other. And that starts with us as partners. That starts in our relationship. We're supposed to be doing it together. This whole, I got to be burned out. No. You are not here just to work. Working is something that we do because money hasn't been eradicated yet. And this is an FYI, as a side note, the Creator knows we need money. Please don't put yourself in this idea that it's not spiritual to ask for money. The Creator knows you got bills. She knows you got rent due. He knows you got a car note. They're aware that money still exists. For all my Star Trek fans, we're not in that area yet where money don't exist. We still need that. We still need that. So understand, asking your spiritual core to help make sure that you have the means to provide the life that is going to keep everyone around you nourished and supported. It's okay to ask for that. Like, don't nobody like the idea like, hey, I want you to go hungry. No, the creator does not. The creator don't want you to starve. The creator don't want you to not have clothes. The creator don't want you to not be cold. The creator wants you I thought that was Friday. Okay. The creator wants you to be you and have what you need. So if you need food and you need money to acquire the food, the creator wants you to have that. It is not the same as sitting around saying, I just want to buy a bunch of gold chains. And let me go ahead and qualify that real quick, because if you lived a lifetime of poverty and struggle previously, and in this lifetime you're supposed to have a lot of gold chains, and that's what's in alignment with your highest good and your highest self, because that's the destiny you chose. In this life, I want all the gold chains. Don't nobody tell you different. It's this whole like somebody else trying to tell you what you're supposed to do. If they're not your diviner, if y'all not sitting there getting some sort of divination where they say gold chains ain't an alignment for you, they don't know what your destiny is. They don't know what your destiny is. Understand that. Like, if you're not getting divination from this person, they don't know what your destiny is. Because the only time that conference call invites another person is when you're getting divination. That's it. That's when the conference call includes the other body. You get divination. I think the exception to the rule is you have somebody like me who apparently gets everybody else's goddamn dreams. Other than that, like real talk, they don't know. They're not in on your destiny. That's between you, your Ori, your ancestors, and the creator. They know your destiny. And so that's like, and when you see it and you taste it and you like you can feel it. So like understand that. Like sometimes we be shaming ourselves for no reason. But because I'm getting a text message that I need to answer, I will leave you with some inspired action. One, if you've been watching videos, writing down all this relationship advice, stop. Stop. Go back to the beginning, which is you. If you don't know astrology or numerology, sit with you and say, what is important to me? What's important to me? Write those things down. Write down everything you ever loved about every person you ever loved. Write them all down, because those are the things that are important. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel happy? Write those things down. Now, if you can add in the astrology and numerology to show you what's in alignment for you, go ahead, add some little stank on it. But start there. Start with you. And then those things you want, need, and desire, do them for you. Show the universe, show spirit, show your spiritual core. This makes me happy. And I want more of it. So give it to yourself. You want somebody to send you love notes? Send yourself love notes. You want somebody to send you pics? Send yourself pics. You want somebody to buy you flowers? Buy yourself flowers. You want somebody to cook for you? Cook for yourself. You want somebody to take you out to dinner? If you have the means and mechanism to get someplace to take you to dinner, take yourself to dinner. And dress the way you want to be met. Now, keep in mind, like, I'm fine in sweatpants and a wife beater and some tennis shoes, and I will be okay with that. But every once in a while, I know I got to put the stilettos on. I got to put the stilettos on, because every once in a while, I need someone to tell me, put your stilettos on, put that dress on that I like, so we can go out to eat. So I got to get you somebody that can do both. Get you somebody that can do both. But do those things so that you are no longer allowing society to tell you what you want, need in a relationship. You are actually learning yourself. And then if you're in one, communicate to your partner. I don't care if you're dating a psychic. I don't care if you're dating a psychic. It's not their job to read you when you can communicate with them what you want. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need. and communicate it and ask them and create safe space for the both of you to be vulnerable. Create safe space for the both of you to really let yourself be yourself and be open to the idea of simply love. That's it. If it's supposed to be anything more, it will be. But if you simply are allowing yourself to simply experience love without the expectation of this person's going to do this, that, and the other thing, like in this moment, I am simply experiencing love and leave it at that. And let the journey be what the journey is. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that you liked it, all of these things. Yeah, I think just wow. Okay, 4.6K like. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for the roses and glitter badges and all of these things. I really just appreciated it. And shouts out to uh oh, Ashe. And I haven't been live in a while. So like this is my first time live in a hot minute. I had like a few people who needed to get their hand of Ifa. And so I have just been like kind of like managing my energy with that. Much love to you as well, Baba. I had to just manage some of my energy and kind of like get myself settled a little bit after that. And so now I'm kind of like getting back to doing lives again. I'll be back to doing live readings maybe next week. But yes, thank you so much. If y'all caught this at the end and you're like, yo, what she was talking about, the replay should be up on Facebook and YouTube probably before the end of the day. I'd say give it about an hour or so. But thank y'all. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care. All right. And then I'm going to reach out to her because I think she and I have our days of the week crossed. So let's talk. Okay. Hello. How art thou? I saw. Look, Jesse's
now that I got my days straightened out, I'm okay.
I'm like, yo. I'm like, wait.
Because when I saw the email, I was like, okay. Then I didn't read the email. I just saw it said, because when it pops up for the notification, it says friendly reminder of my 101. I was like, oh, that's right. So I went and I'm like, she ain't never late. What is going on?